Hey you. Hey you all. The last time we spoke, I think we were about to have a hysterectomy. Well, I had my hysterectomy, and it was horrific. That's an understatement. People with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, lidocaine, doesn't work for them sometimes, and other types of medications. So when I told the doctor that I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and he was going to put that in my stomach after they closed me up, I signed the paper, and I looked at him and I said, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Please do extra. He was like, yes, I hear you. I don't think he heard me, because when I woke up, it felt like I was split open with a pickaxe. I was in the PACU, in the hospital. I felt like forever. I was laying there screaming, and I just felt like my body was being ripped in half. And this is supposed to be a day surgery. Then I heard one of the nurses say, most women come in for this day surgery, but they don't leave the same day. But, so that validated my feelings a lot, but at the same time, something was really wrong. The pain was excruciating. I was feeling every rip and tear inside of me. And then I had a stiff attack because of all of the pain. My O2 dropped to 86. And then I blacked out. I woke up, and then I heard something about an ICU. The next thing you know, I'm in the ICU. I was in the ICU for a couple days. And then I was on floor 3 for a couple days. But then it got worse again. And they needed more monitoring for me. So then I went to the 5th floor for telemetry. So I went to the 5th floor so they could monitor me closer, because my stiff attacks got so bad. They were happening multiple times a day, and the medication I normally took was not helping. We called Johns Hopkins to see if we could have a transfer, and the doctors called, and we called out there, and they talked to each other, and it ended up being that COVID was so bad out there that the beds were double booked, and people were in the hallways waiting to get beds. So even if I was flown out there, I would be in a hallway waiting for a week to get a bed. So it didn't matter even if I went out there to get to Johns Hopkins. So I stayed. The treatment was quite horrible at the hospital. And I just had stiff attack and mast cell attack and anaphylaxis. It was absolutely miserable, and eventually I was sent home via ambulance. And now I'm home. It was 3 weeks. Miserable 3 weeks. It's shortly after Thanksgiving. And, now, we are learning how to get back to baseline, which is very difficult because of all of those stiff attacks I had. I lost a lot of muscle, and I atrophied everywhere. And so I became bedridden. I wasn't able to get in my chair. I wasn't able to get to my commode. I wasn't able to sit up. I was completely flat. I wasn't getting my treatment for my dysautonomia, nothing. So it's been a climbing uphill challenge the whole time. Proud to say that I finally got my bathtub lift. So I finally got my first bath since last March. I finally got in the bath and it was amazing. It was so good. I'm so happy that I'm able to get in the bath safely. And not hurt anything. So I just bring the chair in, scoot over to the other chair, and it brings me right down because I have a very deep tub. It has taken a long time to get my endurance back up, but it took me a while just to be able to sit up. It went from being able to sit up for 5 minutes, and then it was being able to sit up for 10 minutes, and then it was to be able to sit up for 15, 20, and now 30 minutes. And then for Thanksgiving, I was able to sit up in my Bumblebee chair, my wheelchair, my zippy wheelchair. And I went out to see my family and sat in the chair. I went out there and was able to sit with the family and enjoy company for a bit, for about 30 minutes, and then come back to bed. Yeah. So it's slow progress, but it is progress. I'm getting there. I just got a new primary, so now I have a complex care doctor, and now I have a primary who is a complex care doctor who focuses on complex cares and autonomic dysfunction. So now I have those working together, as well as my cardiologist who understands mast cell and dysautonomia, and then my hematologist who understands mast cell and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So I've got my team that works together very well under the system. I think we're finally getting things going. The biggest problem right now is that my NJ tube is causing a lot of, if you can hear, chronic nasal congestion, and it's going into my lungs. So, and our plan is to, with the motility doctor a long time ago, we were going to do it during the hysterectomy, but we thought it would be too much. So, when we can, we are going to be getting the GJ done when we're able to get a ride. But currently COVID is very bad. And we'll get that done so this doesn't impact my sinuses and my ear and my throat anymore, because when I am having mast cell attacks, it affects my throat very bad. Yes, trying to catch you up on a lot of things that have happened over a long period of time. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. I haven't had the energy in a long time. I want to get back to posting, so I'm back now. That hospital trip just sort of took it out of me for a bit. And last night I had one of the worst attacks, stiff attacks, mast cell and stiff attacks of my life. I might post it for research purposes. So yeah, video might be popped up later, and there will be names of medications in it, which I usually don't even put in it, but that's what we had to use to get out of it because of my mast cell and my stiff attack. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I'm so happy that I'm back, and I hope you're all well and safe, and I'm sending you love and spoons and strength.